Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome back to Obas Trending Gist. Today, we are diving into a hot topic that has got everyone talking. P2B's recent statement on national issues, particularly his controversial take on the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu. As a former governor, a 2023 presidential candidate, and a strong aspirant for 2027 elections, Obi's words carries significant weight. He suggested that there was no initial need for Kanu's arrest, a statement that immediately raises questions about his approach to national security, especially given the documented activities associated with Ipob and ESN in the southeast, which have unfortunately included violence and economic disruptions. Does this reflect a leader who truly understands the severity of security issues, or is there a deeper strategy at play? Let's dive into the key points from his recent interview. So sit back and take a watch.
If as governor, he must have taken his decision based on his own political views and calculations and everything. But as for, we're not in a military time when you capture people. You're a leader. You tend to do the right things for them to follow you. So I don't think anybody's captured anywhere. The government needs to do more if they want the people to support them.
Okay. I think there's a plan by Showore to organize a Free Nnamdi Kanu protest this week. I don't know if you are in tune with that arrangement.
Well, let me tell you, I've always been consistent on Nnamdi Kanu's flight. There was no need for the arrest in the first place. And I've always said that for me, and discuss with anybody who said it clearly, and I meant there. And I thank those who actually trying to do with what I was saying for a long time. Go and check what I've said before 2020, 2022, even in 2024. I've said, and now that he has gone, because he's been to court, the rules should be followed. Not just for Nnamdi Kanu, for all agitators across the nation. Let's dialogue with them. There's nothing wrong with anybody agitating or saying, let's dialogue with them. And whatever we do with them, let's follow the rules. So I thank the organizers and I thank those who are involved. Thank you.
Okay, Your Excellency, the results of the outcome of the 2023 election, they remain in public domain as debates up to today. Obviously because of the role of INEC and other political factors. Today we have a new INEC chairman in place, and we are working towards a new general election. What are your expectations for this new leadership of INEC regarding conduct, outcome of the process?
Very simple. He's a Nigerian. We want a new Nigeria where elections will be free, fair, and credible. And that people who have the competence, the capacity, the compassion, the character and commitment to lead the nations are elected. It's for good of everybody. None of us is going to be here forever. And none of us is going to be in our position forever. So whatever position we find ourselves is to do the right thing. So I wish him well. When it's confirmed, I will congratulate him and tell him to know that one day he's going to leave that post. Let it ensure that he keeps his reputation.
Well, a lot of your followers, especially among the obedient movement, are quite worried about your presence in the ADC, because many people actually perceive that it will seem Atiku has a strong hold on that coalition, and they fear he will not get it.
Let me tell you, first is that Atiku is a very dear elder brother and leader that I have a lot of respect for. I'm a member of Labour Party, and I belong to the coalition forming ADC for presidential election in 2027. And I can tell you, other parties are going to join, other people are going to be part of it. Other people are going to be part of it.
So does it mean that you are meeting with, because there are people that are going to move to PDP? Are you still talking about that, go to PDP again?
All of us are going to come together as a people. That's my belief. That for us to do the right thing for the country, all well-meaning people now have to come together to rescue the country.
Your Excellency, are you assuring Nigerians that you'll be on the ballot for 2027?
I'm contesting, and I'm sure I will be. And people who have looked at it, they have to look at who is competent, who have the capacity, who have everything. And I think I'm qualified. And I have the capacity to do the job. And I'm saying it over and over again that in 4 years, I can change the trajectory of Nigerian to a positive one.
ADC said that the meeting you had the other day, that we agreed, all of you agreed that anybody who is to support the person. Are you part of the agreements?
I want to go back to his question before, because he asked the question. It's not as if I didn't want to answer your question. It is the fact that I need to have more information with that question, because I didn't know. For me, when people talk about issue of leadership of parties, that's not my problem. My problem is that, are we talking about what concerns the poor people? The same thing is what you're talking about. For me, my brother, it's not about primary. It's about who is offering a better future for our children. We've talked too much politics in this country, including all of you. I'm sure you are not happy in the environment you're living in. You're not happy in the environment your children are living in. Why don't we talk more about what is happening? Just like I told Dele, they've just said 1.9 million people are living in poverty. Why is it not preoccupation of our talks? Why is what we are talking now preoccupation of our talks when there are people are dying in poverty? I was in the villages in Anambra State yesterday, going around, I could see poverty all over the place. We just inspected a school in our capital. There's no chair. Teachers don't have anything. They have no toilet. We are talking about party chairman, primary, this, that. That's what I want to change the trajectory. I want the new Nigeria to be talking about what will benefit our people.
Right after that compelling clip, let's break down what P2B has articulated and then delve into a critical examination of his views. P2B touched on several significant points during his interview. Firstly, regarding the Kanu issue, he unequivocally stated there was no need for the arrest in the first place. He elaborated that as a governor, any leader must make decisions based on their own political views and calculations, rather than being captured or forced into decision implying a departure from military-era tactics. He stressed the importance of dialogue with agitators across the nation, asserting that there's nothing wrong with anybody agitating. He also maintained that the rules should be followed in legal processes, referring to Nnamdi Kanu's case, a position he claims to have consistently held since 2020, 2022, and even into 2025. Moving beyond the Kanu issues, Obi expressed his desire for a new Nigeria, where elections are demonstrably free and fair and credible. He articulated a clear vision for leadership, emphasizing the need for individuals possessing competence, capacity, compassion, character, and commitment to lead the nation. He reminded everyone that leaders, regardless of their position, are not in power forever and should strive to do the right thing. Obi confirmed his political affiliation with the Labour Party and his active involvement in forming a coalition to contest the 2027 presidential election, expressing confidence that he will be on the ballot box. He believes this coalition will attract other parties and people united in the goal to rescue the country. Finally, he underscored his primary preoccupation, addressing the plight of the poor. He cited the alarming statistics of 99 million Nigerians living in poverty and highlighted their conditions in school, such as the lack of chairs, and toilet, asserting that these real issues should be the focus of national discourse rather than mere party politics or primaries. So, for my critical take on all this, now let's address the elephant in the room. Peter Obi's statement about Nnamdi Kanu. While his call for dialogue and adherence to the rule of law is commendable in a democracy, his assertion that there was no need for the arrest in the first place is deeply problematic, especially when juxtaposed with the severe consequences of Ipob and ESN's action. Nnamdi Kanu, as the leader of the proscribed Ipob, has been linked to direct orders that resulted in the killings of police and military personnel in the southeast. His enforced sit-at-home directives led to widespread economic disruption, the collapse of businesses, and tragically the loss of innocent civilian lives. The critical question here is, if Peter Obi as president were faced with a similar scenario where an agitator's action led to such extensive violence and destabilization, would his primary response still be that the individual should not have been arrested? This stance, while perhaps aimed at advocating for peaceful resolution, could be perceived as undermining the very concept of law and order essential for national security. It begs the question of how a President Obi would balance dialogue with imperative to protect citizens and enforce the state's monopoly on force. While his broader vision for a new Nigeria focused on free election, competent leadership, and poverty alleviation is certainly aspirational, the practical application of his philosophy on security and handling of separatist movements remains a point of significant concern. Can a leader truly rescue the country if their initial approach to severe breaches of peace and public safety leans heavily towards non-confrontation, even when lives and livelihood are at their risk? This is a crucial area that requires more clarity from a presidential aspirant. That's my take on Peter Obi's statement. It's a complex issue, balancing the need for dialogue with the absolute necessity of maintaining national security and protecting innocent lives. We've talked too much politics indeed, as Obi said, but these conversations are essential for an informed citizenry. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with Peter Obi's stance on Nnamdi Kanu, or do you share some of the concerns raised? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to Opa's Trending Gist for more insightful discussion. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.